Hi guys, welcome to class. This is an IELTS speaking practice session, ideal for those who are preparing for the IELTS exam, but also for those who just want to practice speaking in a very controlled way. And we're going to go through a lot of IELTS part 2 questions, well maybe not a lot because it's quite a long section, and we'll see how we go. I'll correct you, we'll suggest improvements for each other, and hopefully it'll be useful for you if you're planning on taking the IELTS. So Hugo, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Are you planning on taking the IELTS anytime soon?
Yes, next month.
Oh, okay, perfect for you then. Okay, that's cool. And are you ready?
I don't think so.
Okay, and how are you preparing at the moment? What are you doing?
Actually, I'm doing some Cambridge tests, from the Cambridge books, and practicing every day on Hangouts and speaking.
Yeah, so it should be useful, yeah? So that's all you need to do, just practice speaking all the time, I guess, for that part. Okay, and Enrique, how are you?
Preparing. How I'm preparing?
How are you, just generally, how are you?
Fine. And you?
Perfect, cool. And are you taking the exam anytime soon?
Yes. I'll take it in July 27.
Perfect. Okay, so this is perfect for you guys. So it's also good that there's only 2, because you get more speaking practice. So I think that's quite convenient for you. So we'll make a start. Okay, so I'm just going to send you a part 2 card. Guys, do you know how it works, right? So you're doing it next month. Do you know how the exam works? The speaking section.
Yes.
Perfect. Good. Okay, so I'll send you the part 2 question that we're going to talk about now, and I'll give you 1 minute to prepare it, and then I will hear your answers. Okay. So I'll give you 1 minute from now. Okay, Hugo, go for it.
Okay, I just need to talk in 2 minutes, right?
Maximum 2 minutes, between 1 and 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about a square next to my house. Yeah, actually, people go there to practice sports, to stay with their family, and it's a really good place because you have many things to do. You can practice sports, you can eat some food if you want, you can read a book. Something that I really do on the weekends. I go there just to read books and stay with my family.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really bad.
No, that's fine, yeah? So just fill it out a bit more, but I like your structure, that was cool. All I'm going to do is correct the language and stuff like this, yeah? So I'm just going to suggest ways of improving just to get through it quicker and stuff. But 2 things you could do is, you don't have to do it, but it's just something I would say. You said many things. Many, yeah? So another word for many.
Sorry?
Could you suggest another word for many?
For many?
Yep.
Lot.
Lots, yeah. Enrique, do you know another word for many?
Variety.
Variety, yeah, that's cool. Or do you know the word abundant?
Abundance.
There's an abundance of things to do, or there's plenty of things to do, you can say. So
Bunch. Sorry, your voice is. I don't know. Sometimes your voice is stuck.
I think because I'm writing as well, maybe so it mutes me. Okay, so there's plenty of things to do, or there's an abundance of activities, or there's an abundance of facilities. You could say this. And also, you said there's lots of places to eat and stuff like this. You can say you can grab a bite to eat. Say to grab a bite to eat. Yeah. So I'm just going to McDonald's to grab a bite to eat, meaning to get something to eat. Okay. So that's just something we say in the UK. I'm not sure about in America or whatever. So you can go there either to read a book, you can go there to take part in sports, or just to grab a bite to eat, meaning just to go there to eat something. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. Okay, go for it, Henrique.
Yes, the place in Brazil, it's called by Center of Trainment of Corinthians. Corinthians is one of the a big team of the road, and your center is bigger. I always go there because I like this team, and we have facilities in this center, and like eat. We have to fight, swim, and a variety of things to do. So I like it.
Okay, so I didn't time you, that was bad. Okay, so you can just say it's called, you don't need to say by, yeah? So it's called, or it goes by the name of, we say. Okay, so I would just say it's called, yeah? You don't need to say this, but if you want to use by, it goes by the name of. But I would just say it's called, then whatever it's called. Don't worry about the by bit. We have to, I wouldn't say we have to, just say, oh, we can do this, yeah? So when you're there, you can, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to say have to, because it's leisure, you can choose. Okay, but apart from that, that's fine. Hugo, have you got any feedback for Henrique? And Henrique, do you have any feedback for Hugo?
Well, I don't know.
I would speak a bit longer, guys, if you can. Yeah, so try to make it.
Yes, the main problem is always the subject. You know, sometimes you are lucky and get one thing to speak that you know a lot.
Yeah. So it's
About
just.
this, actually, I don't go out. You know, I don't do the stuff that I said to you.
Yeah.
So it's really hard.
You should just yeah, you can make it up. As long as it sounds plausible, as long as it sounds relatively true, then it doesn't matter, yeah? So you can just make a story, and that's why it's difficult sometimes, because if you don't do it, or you can't relate to it, you can't create a story from it. But you just have to
figure out.
bullshit a bit, yeah? So, okay, so describe I'll put myself into pressure. I haven't prepared this answer, but if you want, I can answer this, yeah? But I don't know how I'd score. Wait, describe properly. Okay, so this is just, I haven't prepared in the time, but I'll just answer it just to see what I'd say. Right. Okay, so the popular leisure centre I'd like to describe is a centre which is very, very close to my home. In my hometown called Petersfield, it's called the Tarry Leisure Centre. What I like most about this leisure centre is the fact that it has an abundance of facilities, including a gym, a swimming pool, and an area for like there's a relaxation centre like a spa and a sauna. It is located very conveniently in the centre of this the town, so this means it's very good for people to get to. It's very easily accessible by public transport, and lots of people there take advantage of all the facilities. So if you go there, you don't have to just swim, you can also go in the gym, you can exercise there, or relax in the sauna. So it's quite a good place. It's very convenient for a day out for all the family as well. I don't actually go there that often. That's probably on account of the fact that I'm never usually in my hometown. But if I were in my hometown, I'll probably use this at least twice a month, I would say, for different reasons. And it is very popular, as said, because it has a lot of facilities, and it is it's also very reasonably priced. As you saw from my answer, by the way, guys, I stumbled, right? Because it's natural to stumble, and you can stumble over things because that's how we speak as native speakers. We're not going to come up with a perfect answer if we haven't prepared. So you can stumble as well. Just talk your way through it. Again, half of that wasn't true as well. I just made it up. Okay, so let's go to another one if you're happy.
Okay.
In fact, we're going to part 3 questions because this will link to the topic. So, how important is it to have leisure centres, Hugo?
How is important?
How important is it?
Oh, it's important because we all need entertainment sometimes, you know. We all need to go out, do something different, beyond work, study, and stuff like that.
Yep.
To
break. Yep.
Yeah, to break the habit.
Yeah, to break the habit, to break the routine, to do something new, yeah, and fresh and things like this. Okay, so Henrique, what factors influence the leisure activities people choose to do? So what are the factors which would make me decide whether or not to do a particular leisure activity?
For me, it's mainly because I like the team. So the team is most popular, and the population like to go out, to go there. And it's important to children because we have sports such as fighting, swimming, and it helps the children. Mainly in Brazil, where the children stay on stay on the street, and this take off the children off the street.
Yeah, okay. So that would be a benefit, but a factor would just be your age, yeah? So if you are young, you're going to do something different to if you're an 80-year-old granddad, yeah? So age would be one thing. Hugo, what else would you say? What factors influence?
Sorry, I didn't get the
Okay, so
question.
what factors influence the leisure activities we choose to do? So what makes us
Oh,
decide particular leisure activities?
yeah. Mainly what you like to do. Uh, you know, sometimes you like to go out to practice sports, but
Yep.
yeah, your personal preference. If you if you're, for example, if you are younger, you prefer to do sports, to talk with your friends. But if you are older, you you want to read, to listen some music. I don't know, to take a tea of coffee and stuff. And
Okay,
yeah.
so your mood, your personal preference, your age. What about
Yes.
things like money? Is it an influencing factor? Is it expensive in your country to take part in leisure activities? Generally. Hugo.
No, generally not, because you can go out to a beach. You know, it's very cheap. Actually, it's free for everyone. You can go to a square. But if you want to make something more different, you need to pay, of course. And then, yeah, money influence, of course.
Okay, so if you to do something, not to make something.
Okay.
So if you want to do something a bit different, a bit unique, then of course you need money for it. Enrico, would you say most things that you like to do are free, or do you have to pay for it?
Free, I like to run. Like to run because it's benefits to healthy, and I like to take care of my health. Yeah.
This word to de-stress.
I can't hear you.
No worries,
The
no worries.
sound. No.
Do you know the word to de-stress? De-stress.
Distress.
Okay, be careful, because there's 2 words. There's distress and there's de-stress, and they both have different meanings. Yeah, and be careful with the pronunciation. That's why I'll mention it now. Hugo, do you know what this means? To de-stress.
To distress,
Okay.
to make something to be relaxed.
Yeah, to get rid
Do
of
something.
stress. But what does distress
Uh,
mean?
uh, distress. It's something you do. To get
Work
rid of the
is
stress. I don't know.
It's when you
work hard is
Oh,
distressment.
distress. I don't know.
distress. Yeah, so distress is kind of like where you get under stress. So you have stress, and for example, if someone died in your family, you would have distress. Yeah, so you'd feel distressed. Or for example, yeah, when the Titanic went down, everyone would be panicking. Yeah, so everyone would be distressed. Yeah, a bit stressed. Yeah, so it's the opposite meaning. Even though they sound the same, to de-stress and to be distressed are completely different. Okay, so watch out
Can
for
I
the pronunciation.
can I say I have a distressment when I run?
I'm distressed when I run,
I'm
but that
distressed.
that means you don't you are stressed. Which one do you want to say?
Or
De-stress.
run is distressment or distress only.
Distress. But if you're saying distress, that's negative. That's bad. It means you want to cry when you run.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want to say running de-stresses me. So can you say the difference, Enrique?
Oh, yes.
De-stress and
Yes.
distress.
Yes, I see.
Uh,
Can you say de-stress?
distress.
No, no.
Distress.
De-stress.
Distress.
Distress.
Now say distress.
Okay.
Distress.
Distress.
Okay, it sounds the same at the moment, but go e like that. E de-stress. De-stress.
Distress.
De-stress, that's better.
Distress.
And then distress.
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 Distress. Yep. So de-stress, distress. Okay, cool. Hugo, can you try?
Okay.
We say de-stress, distress.
Distress. Distress.
Yeah, that's better. That's cool. Okay, in that case, let's go on. But it's difficult, right? Because they mean completely different things. So if you say, for example,
Yeah.
running distresses me, people think, well, why do you do it? Yeah. So running de-stresses me, or yeah, it's completely different. So let's go.
Distress.
So just bear that in mind. Okay, next part 2 topic. This might be difficult, but it depends if you've been to them. So describe a historical place that you visited. So describe a historical place that you have visited. And I'll give you 1 minute to prepare.
Okay.
Back in a second. Okay. Henrique, please.
Yes. The historic place that I visited was a building that, because it is in my area of studying, and I go there with my professor, and he showed me a variety of things, and I passed the study it. This this is stay in Brasilia, this place, and I felt great because it changed my life. After this day, I chose this option to study. Right?
Keep going, keep going.
Um, and the building make benefits in my life. Makes benefits in my life because I had a view about it, a vision about it.
Okay, all you
It's
need
difficult
to do,
for me.
Yeah, no, it's very difficult, this one, I think. So all you need to do is just describe it. So what building is it? Don't describe your experience, describe Is it big? Is it small? Is it old? Is it new? Is it concrete? Is it stone? All you need to do is describe it. So, historical place that you visited. This place is very calm. It's peaceful. It's busy. It's whatever. Yeah. So that's all you need
Yes.
to do. Um. So what was the place? Sorry.
Oh yes, I would talk about this place was big. This is a stadium,
Okay. Yeah. So
and
just say what the name is. Then describe it. I don't know. I've never been there. So try to make me understand the place. Yeah. I want to see it in my mind. Okay. Just through your description. So
okay.
as soon as you walk in, you see. When you go through this, you see that. Yeah. So just describe what you see to foreigners who've never been there. Okay. So try again, Enrique.
Yes, I can say it was called by. I can
Yeah. It was
read.
called. It's called. Not with by. No by. It's called. Or it
Uh,
goes by the name of.
okay, it's called Mané Garrincha Stadium. It's big. Uh, it's in Confederation Cup in Brazil. I I view
About
I saw.
what you feel just yet. Yeah. So you've got 1 to 2 minutes. Spend a lot of time talking about it. So this stadium is huge. And then say something interesting about it. If you know, for example, 2,000 people can fit in the stadium, then you can say that. Yeah. So this stadium is so big that it can fit 2,000 people, or 5,000 people, or whatever. If you know something interesting about it, or for example, if you know when it was built, yeah. If you can say, for example, this stadium is so old, it was built around 1900, yeah, or whatever. Just speak as much as you can about everything you know about it, okay? Even if you haven't been there, make it up. The examiner doesn't know. Yeah, the examiner's
Uh,
not. So
can you write confit in chat?
Right, what? Sorry,
Confit. Confit. Can you write confit?
confit.
Confit. Confit. Da people. 2,000 people.
Can fit. Sorry, yeah,
Can
can
fit.
fit.
Okay, can fit. Yes. The stadium can fit 30,000 people,
Yeah,
and this is new, but this was repairing to this cup because it was so old that don't have conditions to have a play
sure.
Confederations Cup.
Okay, so I would say relatively new, meaning kind of new, not completely new, but relatively new. So try your answer again, yeah? So anything interesting. In this preparation time, in the 1 minute preparation time, you should write anything interesting you know about something. If it's about to describe the place, think, oh, I know that, I know that, I know that. Yeah? And just tell a story. That's it, okay? So tell a story, but answer the question. So, Enrique, as I'm listening to Hugo's answer, could you prepare another answer? I'll give you 1 minute to prepare, but using everything we've just talked about, as much as you can remember. Okay, and we'll come back to you, okay? So, Hugo,
Okay.
yes, please.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna talk about the city of Salvador. That is a really historical place. It's subscribed on the UNESCO list of the heritage is protected by the world. So it's a really good place. It was one of the first states of Brazil, and there it's a really interesting um, information that the city has two cities, one above and another lower, and you can go for both cities using uh, an elevator called Elevator Lacerda. It's a really high elevator. So in the higher city, you can find the oldest buildings of the city of Salvador, and in the lower you can find the modern city. Salvador is has a story of slavery very strong, and you can find many things related to the slavery in Brazil. Um,
Okay, so that's cool.
so
Yes, this is yeah. So something interesting you're saying is something that because if the examiner's sitting there all day listening to answers, yeah, that sound the same, it can get boring as well. Yeah, so I'm not saying that they're going to be unprofessional and grade your answer just on how interesting it is, but they would probably, if it's more interesting, they'll probably think of more positive things in their mind than negative. They're like, oh yeah, that was good. Okay, that was good. But in terms of language, yeah, so you could say you said good place. There's nothing wrong with saying good, but could you think of another word?
uh,
A good place.
it's a nice uh,
How do you feel when you go there? Do you feel like, wow, look at this?
amused, amused.
Yeah, so it's you could say entertaining or interesting. Do you know this? Awe-inspiring. Maybe this is new. Awe-inspiring. Awe-inspiring.
Oh, never.
Okay, so awe-inspiring is you like, yeah. So you're so amazed by something, you're impressed. Um, your mouth is open. Yeah, you're like, oh, look at this place. This is so cool. It's awe-inspiring. Okay.
Nice.
So something, if you can remember this, rather than saying good, of course it's more advanced. Yeah. So this place is really awe-inspiring. You walk in and you're just amazed by what you see, and then describe what you see. Something like this, you could say. Okay. Yeah, and a very strong history or heritage, you could say. Yeah, heritage you can also say. Yes, there's a good heritage, but history is fine. Okay, so Henrique, let's hear again.
Yes. The place is called Catalan Tower. This tower was built in 1992. I felt very quiet when I was there because there is a magnificent place. Uh, this place was planned to fit 80 inhabitants. The tower was in repairing. The tower is so big. It has 20 floors. It stay in João Street, and it's a nice place to visit and do anything. There we have area to practice sport and the variety of things.
Immediately it's better, Henrique. Do you see? Immediately it's a lot better. Yeah, and that's all you need to do is you need to say more stuff about it. Yeah, so just tell us about it. And Henrique, that was maybe 10 times better than what you said before. Yeah, so just because you said things like, oh, this was built in, or "Whoa, you had some interesting content. Yeah, so that's all you need to do, Henrique. It's easy. Yeah, so you did it perfectly. Okay, so in terms of
Yes.
language and stuff, the tower was built in. I can't remember what you said. And also magnificent, yeah? So watch out for your pronunciation. Magnificent. Okay?
Okay.
Anything?
The tower was built in 1992. It was magnificent.
All you need to say, it is magnificent. It is magnificent. Yeah?
Magnificent.
Magnificent. Or what I said to Hugo, you can also say awe-inspiring. Yeah? So you're like, wow, look at this. This is so cool. Okay? But good. Really, really good. Cool. Let's go to some part 3 questions. Do people like to visit historical places? Are historical places boring, Hugo?
It depends. It depends of the history of the place. Most of the places, historical places, are visited by students. You know, the teachers go with the students to visit these places and to present. You know, just like a class, a practical class. And sometimes it's boring because people don't always understand the history, the importance of the place.
Okay, so yeah, that's fine. We call them school trips. IELTS is a British
Oh, school
exam.
trips.
So
Oh,
IELTS is a British exam. You can use American English though, yeah. So they don't discriminate if you speak American English. But I would say things like school trips because in America they say field trips. In British English we say school trips.
okay.
So or in American English they say field trips. But you can say both. It's just the British would say school trips, and maybe the examiner would be more likely to be British because of British exam. So maybe say school trips. But it's up to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
prefer to be British.
yeah, that was fine. Okay. So Henrique, I'm going to ask you a part 3 question.
Yes. The local bar that I go was a museum because I don't like to study history,
Yeah.
and it makes me felt bad when I was there. I don't get attention on the things that was happening there. The sculptures, anything. Uh, I always think is bored. This museum is located in Catalão. It's a big museum, and every people go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, to pay attention to something, we say, "Oh, I didn't pay attention. It was so boring. I didn't pay attention. I wasn't interested." Okay, so I didn't pay attention to anything that was going on, and it is boring. I felt bored, but it was boring. Okay, so
Okay.
you were bored. I was bored, but it was boring. Okay, all right,
Okay.
it's done. I was bored. It was boring.
Yeah.
So, would you visit a historical place now? Yeah. So, would you go now, Henrique?
Oh, I don't understand.
Would you choose to go to a historical place now? At school, you found it boring. What about now?
Well, now I think it's bored.
Boring, boring. Now I
Bored.
think it is
It's
boring.
boring. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. But what about other people in your country? So I would say it's a similar attitude in the UK. People had to go at school, but some people, older people, would go now to visit like old houses and stuff. But yeah, usually older people. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a different part 3 question now, Henrique.
Yes.
What do the government do to protect historical buildings in your country or historical sites?
It's difficult. Government. The government don't protect, but the history in my country, because our culture has been changing around the years. But now the government started to do these things. But when I was born, and for 5 years after I was born, uh, the history don't was preserved in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yet, and now it have been preserved for 3 years ago, maximum.
So it's been preserved for 3 years, from
Since 3 years?
from 3 years ago. Yeah,
From
you said
3 years.
from 3 years. Since for 3 years, I'd say. Yeah, so it's been preserved for around 3 years now. Yeah, for around 3 years. I'll write this down. For since 3 years ago. Yeah, so for 3 years. Okay, so I'm going to give you another part 2 question. I'm going to go for this just because I want to get through a lot more. A song that you remember from your childhood. So describe a song that you remember from your childhood. I'll give you 1 minute from now. Go for it if you're going.
Me?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. I remember a song from my childhood. It's Yesterday from Paul McCartney. Actually, it's from the Beatles, but anyway. Uh, that song my father sent to my mom. It was like 12 years ago. And every time um, I I read the the letter that he sent to my mom, I remember the song, and I remember my childhood. It was a really great song. All the verse, the the bad things that he was passing through on the poetry was really really meaningful. Uh, I felt really uh, really good about the poetry of the song. Um, well, this letter as I said, my father sent a long time ago to my mom, and was like the Valentine's Day, and and I don't know, the importance of this song to me is more because I remember my childhood. I remember my father and my mom together, and uh, I think this is a good gift.
Okay, that's cool. Is it true?
Yes,
Oh, that's
true.
awesome. That's cool. Okay, so this song is about the bad things he went through. Yeah. So to go. What did
Oh,
you say?
and true.
Did you? What did you?
Pass it through.
Yeah, yeah.
Pass it.
To go through something.
Okay.
To go through something. If you're going through a bad situation at the time, we say to go through a bad patch. So things are not going so well for you at the moment. You're going through a bad patch. Yeah, or to go through a good patch, I guess you could say, but usually we say bad patch, but that's something I just thought of. Okay, so to go through something, to experience something, or yeah, that's what it means. You said the poetry. Another way, what we say for a song specifically is lyrics. Lyrics
Oh, really?
are very inspiring. So the lyrics are the words of the song. Okay, so that's that. And also, it was for Valentine's Day. He sent it for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
When you've got an event like Valentine's Day, Christmas, you say for. So it's for. I got this for my birthday. Yeah, I got a guitar for Christmas. Yeah, something like this. So for Valentine's. Any event, yeah. So birthday and for your wedding anniversary, for your whatever. Okay, so with for.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, you said this. I think it reminds me of my childhood, or it. Yeah, it reminds me of my childhood. That's fine. Okay, cool. So Enrique, yes, please.
Yes. The song is about a film. The film is King's uh, Lion's King. Lion's King.
Yeah, like.
I watched this film when I was 18 years old. I watched this film 80 times, and this stay in my brain for very years. Uh, I watched this in the house of my aunt, and remember because I like to watch cartoons movie to improve my English, and I 23 years after I was a child, I I have been watching cartoons movie to improve my skills, and and this is a song that changed my life. I like the music.
Okay, and what was the song?
Oh, I think it's a lie.
Yeah, that's okay. So there's a lot. The thing is, I would
Circle
have
of
probably
life.
Circle of Life. Yeah. Just make it up. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
In
So
Brazil we call Timon e Pumba. I don't know if this name is called in.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. Yeah. Hakuna
Yeah.
Matata. Okay. So in that case, choose a song that you know. Yeah. It doesn't have to be one that is true, but choose one that you know and mention the name. Yeah. Because the examiner might ask in the follow-up questions, Oh, by the way, what was the name of the song? You're like, yeah, but you can get there's a way around of this, and you could say, oh, to be honest, it slipped. Yeah, so to be honest, it slipped. If you forget something, this is a good line to say, okay? So it's got, okay? But I do know, don't question me, but I've just forgotten at this moment. So it's just slipped my mind. Okay, so that's cool. What does it say? Right. The house of your aunt. You can just say, it's easier to say my house. 23 years later.
My aunt's house.
Good, it sounds funny. Okay, so 23 years later, I'm still watching cartoons. So after 23 years, you are still watching the cartoons. And is it true when you said you've watched it 80 times?
No, it's lie.
I was like, what?
Created.
I think, yeah, I've seen this 80 times. I see this every morning before I eat my breakfast. Okay, so
Yeah.
I have been watching cartoons, okay? So I have been... So cartoons since I was years old, and 23 years later, I'm still watching cartoons. That would be a really entertaining sentence. Okay, so let's go to part 3. Hugo, is music important? Do you care?
The music I said.
Not
Oh, music in general.
Generally, yep.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Because sometimes you need something to be comfortable with yourself, to relax, to forget about all the stuff, bad stuff you're going through, and music is really important. But sometimes you want uh, it all depends on the place you are. Because if you are in a party, you need good music and more more let me see, agitated music, more uh, yeah, upbeat music. And but I'm I really like to listen to music at my home. Uh, Actually, I listen a lot of music, uh, mainly classical music, and it's a way to pass my time, to to relax. No.
Yeah, perfect. A way to pass the time, or a way to de-stress. Yeah, so that's another thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah. With music, you can say
De-stress.
de-stress. Usually with things like films. Yeah, I like to watch films, or I like to watch a good movie to de-stress, or I like to listen to music to de-stress. Yeah, that would go really, really well. Okay, so that's cool. Enrique, another part 3 question for you.
Yes, music is very important.
Wait, no, different one. Enrique, do you sing in the shower?
Um, oh,
I
maybe.
don't take a shower. No. Okay.
I sing in the shower.
And what do you sing?
Um, every kind of music. Don't.
Okay, so why do people like to sing in the shower, Enrique?
Because it is the stress.
No. Yeah, so maybe for the people listening, it causes them distress, but for you, it de-stresses you. Okay. So
This stresses. I forget.
because distress would be like, he's singing again. Yeah. So that'll be
Okay.
distress, but de-stress is you de-stress, you relax. Yeah.
This stress.
Go. Do that with your fingers.
Stress.
Yeah.
Stress.
De-stress.
De-stress. Yeah.
Yeah, the people in every place in the world. I like to sing in the shower because singing in the shower it's like to take a rest, but this rest is on the shower, and so when you sing you feel better. I think that every people when sing in the shower felt better.
Okay, but do you
And
sing in real life? Do you sing on the bus to work or to college or something like this? Or do you only sing in the shower?
no, only shower. In my house too. I live with classmates.
Okay, so only in the shower. What about you, Hugo?
Well, I sing every time. Yeah, it's really annoying for my family. But anyway, I really don't care. I sing in the shower, I sing when I want to sleep, when I'm going to sleep, when I'm on the computer, every time. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
what about the difference between singing and whistling? Yeah, so I don't sing in the shower, but I whistle all the time. Well, to be honest, I whistle when anyone's not here. Okay, all the time. Okay, but yeah, okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's go to another part two topic. We have time for one more, I think. So let me choose one. This is one I had a class on this yesterday, IELTS and stuff. But this one I asked yesterday, and it's quite interesting. So I want to ask you now, if you don't mind. And this is about your personality or character, because it's quite difficult to talk about yourself. Okay, so it's quite difficult to talk about your own personality and character. But I'll get you to do it right now. Okay, so you have 1 minute to prepare this. So describe a good part of your personality or character. I think you'll find this difficult. Go for it. Yeah, Henrique.
There you go. I will say a phrase that you teach me today.
Good.
Taught me
Go.
today. Although
Fingers
there are
crossed.
many good sides to my personality, I would say that responsibility is my favorite characteristic. Uh, it's important to me because I'm a student and I live by myself. I use this every day. I have to do things such as do laundry and do dishes. And I have to make works to university too, and I have to take care of my life. And responsibility always have been changing my life because I have to move from my city when I was 18 years old to study. Since since, uh, since this day, I have been using my responsibility every day.
Okay, can I just say, yeah, the introduction, you clearly learnt it from last time. That is something you can use for all answers we've talked about today, yeah? So, to be honest, there are many good sides to my personality. The historical places question, you could say something like, well, there are loads and loads of, or there's an abundance of historical places in my country. However, the one I'd like to describe is, so Henrique, take what you learnt yesterday, and you can use that structure for all answers, for most part two questions. To be honest, there are lots of. Or if you're saying describe a leisure activity, well, in my city we are lucky because there are lots of leisure centres. However, the one that I would like to mention, or the most notable one, is blah, 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 and that already uses 10 seconds of your time. Yeah, but you're speaking good
Yeah.
English, so they're going to write good English. Okay, so try and use this way of speaking, and just make it longer. But use what we learnt yesterday. That was really good introduction. Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But to do the washing, so we say with an article to do the washing.
The washing.
The
The
washing.
washing. The wash and do laundry. It's correct? Is it correct?
To do the laundry, yeah, sorry, that's what.
Laundry.
To
Okay.
do the washing or to do the laundry, to wash the dishes, okay? Dishes.
Okay.
Cool.
To wash the dishes. And when I have to clean the house, what is the term appropriate to use?
The verb just to clean, yeah. So to clean,
Just to clean the house.
clean or tidy up, clean. It depends if you're cleaning or just moving things, making everything organized. So if you're making
Clean.
everything organized, you can just say to tidy up. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So okay. So in that case, let's go to some part. We've got some time. We've got about 8 minutes or so. We'll go to part 3 questions. Different ones from yesterday, Enrique, okay? Because this was quite an interesting one. Just wanted to see how you answered. In fact, no, Hugo didn't answer. Sorry. Hugo, yes, please.
Okay. Well, for with all my characteristics of my personality, I think the most important for my life is my creativity,
Yeah.
because really helps me to deal with things with my life. It's really easier to figure out solutions for all the problems I'm going through.
Yeah.
Mainly because I work as a programmer, so I need to work with solutions to create algorithms to to solve the problems, and and it helps me to create concepts for characters and stuff related to games, because I work with games and I really need to be very, very uh, creative. So I need to figure out, what we need here to improve the gameplay for the user, and I think it's important, very important for my life.
Okay, so that's cool. To solve a problem, you can also say to come up with solutions. Yeah, to come up with something is to create something. Okay, so to come up with a good idea, a winning idea would be to think of a very good idea. Okay, so to come up.
Solutions.
You can say you have to come up with solutions all the time. You have to think of a way to make things better. Yeah, to solve things and to come up with something. Okay, so to create something cool. And that's all I noted for you. Okay. Uh, okay, this is an interesting question. So it's part 3 question. Do you think people of different countries have characteristics that are unique to that country? Meaning, someone from China has certain characteristics compared with someone from our countries, like the UK or Brazil. Okay, or someone from America, even America and UK. Yeah, so because I'm British, does that mean I have certain characteristics that an American probably doesn't, or an American has certain characteristics that I don't have? Okay, does your nationality link to your character, Enrique?
Yes, I think that it is true because in Brazil we have a little way Brazilian. We call it this. Uh, the Brazilian is people that it's know on the road because you're happy and friendly with uh, peoples from different countries. And I will give you an example about Japan. Japan is a culture different from from Brazilian people
Hmm.
because Japan are people that appear be bored. I don't know how the term that I used.
You could say
Uh,
it's this. Ah, yeah, I know what you mean, but
it's uh,
this
it's like
neutral face,
you
neutral
are
face.
closed,
Closed, yeah, you could say closed,
closed,
yeah. So or reserved.
reserved. Great, perfect. Um, the Japanese are closed uh, in my vision. I don't know because I never go there, but yes.
So in
Uh,
my to my mind, to what I understand, very reserved, very closed, and your culture is maybe more open. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
this is something we hear about as well. South Americans in general are very, very open, and also things like when they meet people, right? So you're all very huggy and very friendly, and even for British, we find this quite odd. Yeah, so like what? Yes, I'd say that also British people, generally speaking, are also maybe a bit reserved. Yeah, so like personal space, not to the extent of maybe Japanese people, but probably more similar than maybe South Americans or Spanish or something like this. Okay, so it's interesting. I don't know what about Americans. I don't know if we can compare, but Americans seem more open, I'd say, than British. Yeah, they seem more bubbly, more happy. Sure. Okay, so Hugo, what would you say?
I say that it's related with the culture, of course, but you are always go into something related to stereotypes,
Yeah,
uh, and um, there are people. Yes, you can find very cold people, very cold British people. It's every time when I hear about people from UK, they always say the same. That you're very cold,
yeah.
but you are very polite. And we Brazilians tend to be more open, and uh, yeah, I think it's really related with the culture. Yes, it really influence.
So your character does is decided, not the entire character. Of course, there's different people, right? But it does is a big influence that, and I would say so. Yeah. So the way you brought up is a big thing. Okay. So one more question, maybe we've got 1 minute. Do you prefer to make friends with people who have different characters or the same or similar character to you? Henrique, what would you say? I'm going to ask you really, really quickly, just a quick answer. Do you
I
like?
would like, yep,
Please?
I would like to do friendly with people from different countries because I like to know the culture and the language of these people, and it is important for me. So is this.
What about people with different characters in your own culture? So, would you make friends with someone who had a completely different personality to you?
Yes, personality. Uh, the personality, I think that is a part of culture, and the culture is different. The personality is different too,
Hmm.
and it's important to me know this personality of the people. Okay.
Sure. Yep. Okay. So to know the personality and things like this. But what do you say, Hugo? Really, really quickly, 10 seconds.
Okay, I really like to find people with very similar to me because I can find a really good place to be. To stay, people that can talk about the same subjects, about the same matters than me. And it's really important to find people that we have things in common.
Yeah,
It's a
perfect. You read
similar
that.
life.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so just as I read it, you said it. Okay, so perfect. Take care. We've got a class straight after if you want to join us for pronunciation stuff. But there's also an IELTS later if you want to join. Okay, so just check my schedule. But interesting to speak with you as always. Take care and speak to you later. Okay, cheers.
Okay,
Okay.
Martin.
Bye.
See you.